everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I'm going to talk to y'all about Osomatsu-san, or Mr. Osomatsu, an anime that came out originally as Osomatsu-kun in the 1960s, and then got another set in the 1970s, and now, as Mr. Osomatsu, the adult, 2015, and then a year and a half towards season 2. This is Incel Nice Guy the anime, except instead of one guy, there are 6 of them. And I would say that it's not the Incel Nice Guy stuff that we're used to, because we're used to seeing it in very much the extreme of when they've gotten to the point of violence. But this is like, they are obviously very perverted, yet super judgmental, and at the same time, they actually don't pose a threat to the immediate safety of anyone until the Valentine's Day episode in season 2. And I can't suggest this anime for enjoyment purposes, but I can definitely suggest it for educational purposes, because as someone who's not an incel and has never felt spite towards someone for not being able to get laid, I can say that this is a educational scope into the downfall of humanity, to put it briefly. It's been out for a while, and I can't say I was immediately drawn to it. In fact, I thought it was garbage when I first saw it. And I saw some recent things that pointed out that this anime just, I mean, for as beautiful as it's beautifully animated, and the voice acting is on point, and it has a whole lot of visual aesthetic, and it has a lot of very graphic toilet humor, which I know a lot of people like. It's about incel nice guys, and that's bullshit. Season 1 isn't as bad as season 2. It's like there's definitely a deterioration of like the characters' attitudes. Like the animation, all that stays. But even though the episodes are very selectively episodic, they choose which aspects they keep of a character to take into future episodes. And they're constantly referencing themselves in past episodes. And they've also made a few references to the original series. So this show is also very up its own ass. But I digress. Back to what I was saying. It shows that slippery slope of like, we're here and we're kind of blaming ourselves for being unemployed virgins, and then we're kind of going down the slope of like, oh, women are unapproachable. And then at some point in the series they actually say women are stupid. So I'm like, oh boy, this is r/nice guys real quick. And we all know the garbage that goes into that. So, realistically speaking, just like any other incel nice guy, these guys, they're cartoons, but like they're, like if these were real dudes, like they would have somebody if they like, I know it's all like the point of it. It's like they're very much in the reality of like, all these dudes is stay at home and gamble and try to like looch and freeload. That's what these dudes actually do. And this is very clear reasons why they're unemployed virgins. It's also like the as somebody who also isn't sexually active, it's also the stab at like, hey, you know, being a virgin is not evil, but this is the thing that is constantly thrown in my face in this anime. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm an unemployed virgin right now, and I'm not fucking yelling at people about it. Like, well, I also don't have 6 tuplet siblings. But even if I did, it's not something I go and shout on the internet about. Well, technically right now I'm between jobs. And what that means is that I have ended a job and I'm going to another one. That is literally what it says. Scott Pilgrim lied to you if you believe that between jobs is actually just a fancy way of saying unemployed. Unemployed is unemployed, and between jobs is between jobs. That word has a meaning, and it's different. The term has a meaning, and it is a different thing. And God damn it, like, this anime is just such a it highlights humanity's disappointments. All one of them needs to be is a flat earther and the shit's over. And I haven't even finished it, so one of them probably is a flat earther. But, I love it. It's a train wreck. Like, it's terrible, it's awful, it's tragic, but you can't look away. I also am kind of a fan of the graphic toilet humor. But I will say that the world obviously has a very heterosexual rotation, and there is also some pretty blatant transphobia in Season 1 and Season 2. Well, you know what, I take that back. In Season 1, if you're not that educated on all the different aspects of transphobia, you might miss it, but Season 2 definitely has, like, a really brief moment of very harsh transphobia. God, I know I'm kind of, like, on the tail end of the train, like, and it's not like I'm really talking about something that really has a fandom. It's just, as a black person, as a queer person, as a person who is in a whole lot of the position of these boys in real life, well, these men, they're men now, they're in their 20s, it's an unfair representation to any normal person, but it is definitely the representation that incels and nice guys need to have, because this is them. This is literally their anime. It's just, like, a part of me's pissed off because it's like, they get an anime, why don't I get an anime? What about the person who is happy being of not having sex, and the person who, like, can live off of not having a job? What about a proper story about travelers, which is rare? There are a lot of stories about travelers, but few of them are proper. There are hardly any proper stories about people that travel without money. That, like, what, it's the disappointment. It's really the disappointment that gets me. And there are times when I'm struggling to get through this anime, and there are times where I'm definitely happy that I'm watching it. And the stories that I prefer have nothing to do with the sextuplets as a mainstay. I like the Shinimatsu stories, and I like the Osama story. To me, it's kind of like a loot box. It has this pretty aesthetically pleasing packaging, and then you open it, and there's like 15 things that you don't want, or 1 or 2 things that you do want. And the rest of it's basically garbage that you want to get rid of. To me, Osomatsu-san is like a loot box. So if you're willing to deal with that loot box aspect, I'm not going to tell you not to watch it. But if you want something of, like, full story quality, don't watch this. It's a waste of time. I mean, I'm glad I'm watching it for free, because if I had to pay to see this, I would be pissed off, and I probably would have stopped watching after episode 2. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Mr. Osomatsu. I do want to see the original Osomatsu-kun from the 60s and the 80s. I was very surprised to see that this is an anime that's actually very old. And I want to see what that meant back then and why a team came together to revive that series. Because this is trash, but maybe the other 2 are good. And I do hope I get my hands on that somehow. I just watched Galaxy Express 999, the original from the late 70s, early 80s. So if I can find Galaxy Express, and I've also seen the original Cutie Honey, I feel like I can find this. It'll probably be a little bit more difficult. But I'm willing to seek it out, especially if it's better, because this is not it. This ain't it, Chief. But that's me. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other. And please don't be a nice guy incel. Take a shower. Go outside. Like, stop. Your first step is to stop hating the people that you say you want to pursue, and then just go from there, instead of congregating around, I hate these people that I want to pursue, therefore I'm black pilling and red pilling myself, or whichever direction that goes in. And some people don't even like you take a shower. There's something for everybody. But y'all take care, alright? And don't blame other people for your problems. Bye.